Hello! Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana and I so appreciate you being here with me today. In my last video, we toured my fairy core cottagecore island of Novali set in cherry blossom season, and so for today's video, I wanted to show you a speed build of how I created the fairy tree on that island. Since Novali is now only available in a dream, we're going to have to recreate this fairy tree on my new Four Seasons island. I am currently working on the spring area of my Four Seasons island, and I just wanted to kind of walk you through a little bit so you can see some of the progress as we make our way over to where we're going to make this speed build. You may have noticed when I toured the winter section of this island that when it was transitioning to spring, it looked pretty different. I did change a lot of it up and kind of tore everything down and rebuilt it up. I like it much better the way it's looking now. But I just wanted to show you a little sneak peek at the island progress, and now we're going to go ahead and time travel into cherry blossom season. Cherry blossom season is only from April 1st to April 10th for the Northern Hemisphere, October 1st to October 10th for the Southern Hemisphere. To create this fairy tree, you will need to build on all 3 levels, so I've just terraformed up the cliff here to the 3rd level. Please ignore my nooks cranny in the background there. For the purpose of this video, I just needed a space to place this build. I'm not actually going to keep it on this island, unfortunately. But let's open up our island designer, speed things up here, and get started with this build. For this particular build, I like to work from the top down, so we're going to start up on that 3rd level tier. I'm going to place my top tree right along the cliff edge just to save some space. So to do this, you're going to build up 2 squares and then do some waterscaping. So do exactly as I'm doing. You're just going to make a little rounded edge of waterscaping here. And then when you go up here, place your tree right in that corner, and then you can go ahead and remove that waterscaping and that cliff, and that just saves up a little bit of space on your island. So the trunk of the top tree will be right along the edge, and then you can place your 2nd tier trees 1 square away, which just makes the area look a little bit more full. Since we want it to look like fairies are living in the trees, I'm going to place a little rune pillar over here and then put a dollhouse on top to have it be the little fairy house. And this dollhouse can be customized into different colors. On my spring Novali island, I had it set as like a purple color. This one I'm doing it in pink. And now let's place some trees on either side to kind of hide that ruined pillar. Now I'm going back down to the 1st tier to cut away some of this cliff edge. I like to kind of alternate where I put my shovel just to kind of make it speed up a little bit faster, then I don't get those rounded edges. Now I'm going to place that 2nd dollhouse. I'm using a log stool for my base to rest the house on, although you can use whatever you like. The base isn't actually seen, so if you wanted to play around with something that's a little bit taller in height, feel free to do that. You can use a crate or a stool or whatever you'd like. And now I'm just going to place the next set of cherry blossom trees down on the 1st level. I like to have little overlooks for builds like this so you can see them from afar. So here you can see the tree and how it's taking shape. I'm just going to make little adjustments here to the house and then build out my next trees over here. I absolutely love cherry blossom season in this game. I just think the trees are so beautiful. Probably my favorite season in all of Animal Crossing. Anyway, I'm going to do some waterscaping over here to kind of add to the atmosphere. I have heard that adding a lot of waterscaping will help reduce some of the lag on your island. I'm not sure if that's totally true, but it does seem to help in my case. At the base of my tree, I'm going to place down the white mushroom partition as well as some Nova lights. I always like to place some custom codes underneath my items. It just gives it more of a visual interest and kind of fills in the space a little bit. So here, just placing down some more codes. And then the star clocks turned around backwards so they just look like nice shiny stars. I think that adds to the fairy core element a little bit. And then I love the white cosmo flowers and placing in some greenery. To create the fairies, I am customizing the tabletop pop display with some fairy codes. Every code that I'm using for this speed build I will place in the description, so if that's something you're interested in, please go check that out. I'm just going to place them down here. Now I'm just going to fill out the rest of the space with more waterscaping and placing of items. I think for a fairy core build, a lot of good items to use are the Nova items, the mush items, pink and white colors. The butterfly models are great, and then also using a lot of waterscaping and the glowing moss and the hanging vines are just really great to add to that enchantment feel. So I'm just going to build out some more of the water here and place down some more trees. Good filler trees, I feel, for this game, I love that they added them in the 2.0, are the pine trees and the evergreen ash. Those are just some nice items to use, and they add more greenery to your build, so you're not overrun by pink in the cherry blossom season. It's nice to have a little pops of green in there. Another thing you can do for some green trees, aside from using the cedar trees or using the pine and the evergreen ash trees, is you can use your fruit trees and just shake the fruit off of them, and they are green trees. So obviously the fruit will grow back, but if you want to have that way in the dream address, you can just shake your fruit and then set your dream address before they regrow, and they'll stay as green trees. So here is my final build. To create that butterfly where it looks like it is floating in the treetops, I just used the Mario floating block item and placed the butterfly model on the top. And just surrounded the area with some caves, some more of the trees, and some vines and glowing moss. You can decorate around your fairy tree however you'd like. I just wanted to show you the basics of how the build was done. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and I hope you have the most amazing day. Until next time, bye!